Welcome back, everyone. Season 2 of the Black Gay Agenda. This is
Here,
episode 1. My name is Justin.
it's Micah Butler.
It's Ryan Lewis.
Yeah, Alex here.
And we are the Black Gay Agenda. Oh my
That
gosh,
we are.
y'all. How are y'all? How are y'all doing today? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're starting the second week of April, right? Can you believe it? April's here.
Mhm.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Life has been good. Just working, continuing to progress the business, the platform.
Mhm.
I am developing. I'm not even going to be an on-air talent for it, but I'm developing a another podcast for this really super dope duo. And I'll come in every
Okay.
once in a while as a contributor, but it's gonna be a podcast and YouTube, and it's all dedicated to R&B music. So I'm excited about producing that. We're gonna push that out, and then I just been out here working in the gym, doing my thing, getting ready for summer. Summer is coming. They say winter is coming on Game of Thrones. We say summer is coming. I'm excited. So all in all, it's been good. Got to see some concerts this year so far. Um,
Nice, nice.
got
The
to
body is
see.
bodying, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Gratitude,
Mhm.
gratitude. I saw El Varner at City Winery. Can I get a refill? That was real cute. And then I saw Destin Conrad when he came to Chicago. Awesome concert. Yo, before we move on, just to let y'all know, don't if you buy. I'm sorry, I have to go. If you buy VIP tickets for a meet and greet for an event, do you automatically assume that that means that you had general admission tickets as well to the actual concert, or do you just think that you're just buying meet and greet tickets? Because maybe I'm off.
Oh no, when you get a meet and greet, that's your interest to the concert, but also you'll be meeting
No,
the artist
sir.
as well.
No. So, me and my friend, we went to the Destin Conrad concert. Right. Since we're here, I'm gonna put it out there. Right. Awesome artist. Shout out to the LGBTQ community. Right. Now we went to the Destin
Mhm.
Conrad concert, and I let my friend. This is why I'm such a micromanager, by the way. Right. I let my friend handle it. He said, "Oh, I got it. I'll get the tickets. Just send me the money." Right. So he sent. I sent him the money. He got the tickets. He sent me the shit, and I didn't like read it because I'm like, "Oh, we're it." It said meet and greet, VIP meet and greet upgrade. Right. When I hear the word
Mhm.
upgrade, that means that's an upgrade, right? So we
Mhm.
spent like
Mhm.
100, 150 on this. Um, get to the venue, they're like, you don't have general admission tickets. I'm like, what are you talking about? We got the VIP upgrade tickets. And like, yeah, but you have to buy the actual concert ticket as well. So there's like, so here's what you could do. You can they said you can either buy the tickets now or we can walk you up to meet Destin and then we'll have to escort you out the building. So me, I went into full Karen mode. I was like, so what you're telling me is I paid $150 to meet him? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, no
Oh.
shade. I said, no shade, but that's ridiculous. And then they're like, I'm sorry, this is how it is. One of the other girls, she was like, I get what you're saying. This is kind of weird. This is a problem with the House of Blues and the organizers. So I guess the Destin
Mm.
people and then the venue people, I guess there was some miscommunication, right? So my friend, he was just like, "Oh, I'm cool with just I'm cool with just meeting him." I'm like, "The fuck? I'm not cool with just meeting him. I didn't come up here put this good shit on today just to meet this man for 2 seconds and take a picture." So I ended up having to
Right.
shell out more money for that. But yeah, that was very irritating. But by the time the concert rolled around, it was a really good concert. I enjoyed myself. So yeah, that's my little life update. But I wanted to know if y'all had ever heard anything like that before.
No.
No,
I've
that's
honestly,
absurd to me.
I've honestly never done meet or greet tickets for anybody. I'm okay with the concert. I don't need to meet.
Well, my meet and greet was intentional because I really wanted to meet him, but also I wanted to find out who his PR person was so I could talk to them. I'll
Right.
forward that information over to you too, Ryan, by the way.
Yeah, because like I reached out to his team
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the
multiple
only reason why I got the meet and greet because I knew it wasn't even about him. No shade to him, right? It was cool,
yeah.
but also it's important to get to know the people who are connected to them.
Yeah.
You can get to Beyonce through your vet way faster than you can get through to Beyonce just going to Beyonce. So
Right. Because she
That's
ain't
true.
paying for that stuff.
period. She'll send you some white flowers with a card.
Mhm.
Love B.
Who's next?
Love B.
How are you, Ryan? What's going on with you?
I've been busy. Just busy. Just a lot of things happening, a lot of things coming. Just celebrated 100th episode of Ryan Out Loud.
Make some noise.
Woo!
That was great. Had Amorphous on the show. We talked about the Renaissance, him working with Beyonce on the Renaissance World Tour. That was cool. Just, really been focusing on just a lot of just me. Just me. That's all I can say. Just working on me.
Okay, it sound like meat season right now.
It is. It's been. Yeah.
Period.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
And Alex, how are you?
I am good. Yeah, I've been traveling a little bit. That's probably about it. I did a couple shows. I did a show a couple weeks ago. I did a big audition where I decided to casting where I decided to just throw caution to the wind and go out of town for this casting. I didn't get it, but that's okay because that lights a fire for me to do more of those because it's not
was
about
the Jay Bolin, right?
Yeah, the Jay Bolin casting. So the thing is like if you're trying to hit a target and you only throw one dart, you only got a 50-50 chance. But if you throw 6 darts, I'm not doing that math, but you get the point. So
you better preach in here. Come on, somebody.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. It's just been hectic over here. Pretty hectic. Yeah, I'll say that.
That's real. Thank you for for that update.
Mhm.
As for me, baby boy been booked and busy. Literally, I feel like 2024 has been one of the busiest years of my life, from traveling, meeting my brothers for the first time. So you've been in
That's
Houston and Chicago, of course, doing a lot of volunteer work in South Carolina.
We met, y'all. We forgot to tell the people that we met in real life.
Yes, we met y'all.
That
They
seems
actually
like
not they not catfish either.
Not at all.
That does seem like forever ago, doesn't it?
Does.
It does.
It's only been just since January.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe we should post that. My bad, Justin. Before you continue, maybe we should post some of that content, behind the scenes content for our people, so they can see like really us running through the streets in sub-zero weather with no clothes.
Yeah. That was absurd. Let me say that the outfits was cute though. I ain't go no shade, but I won't ever go to Chicago in the winter ever again for the rest of my life, unless I'm getting paid. I'm getting flued out. But yeah, school been great. I've been winning, different scholarships.
Yes.
Right now I'm in college app mode. I'm about to transfer. I'm about to get my associate's degree in May. It's a lot of good things that have happened in my life, and I'm just very grateful. I think.
How many days on your journey are you now?
Yeah, so now it's 10 months of sobriety.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Congrats.
Yes.
Y'all, this man was in Chicago drinking mocktails in the club, drinking cranberry and Sprite. I'm proud of him.
Thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, overall, I've been grateful. That's the foundation of the theme of my life right now. So yeah.
Okay.
But anywho, y'all, this is episode 1, and I'm actually excited about this episode because this episode here is the online dating agenda. And it's funny because we are in a day and age where technology is that's what we engage in all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna waste too much time, and I want to get right into it, y'all. So have any of y'all engaged in online dating? If so, what apps did y'all use to find your potential lover?
Okay. uh, dating online. I mean, so that's no. So hear me out because that's a hard question, right? It's
Mhm.
nuanced. Boom. You know what we're gonna do?
We need
I
some
just got an
alarm.
idea.
Like,
We're gonna do it. No, yes, we're gonna do a nuance counter. So we're gonna
yes.
see how many times we use that word throughout the season. All right. So no, but for real, it's nuanced. I feel like it's nuanced because would you consider somebody who you interact with on, and I know this is supposed to be yes or no, but somebody you interact with like on Instagram or Twitter and then that develops into something, would you consider that online dating, or are we saying that online dating is just like Tinder? um
Online dating is anything online, so
okay.
it can be any other apps that you use to find love, or so happen to find a potential lover.
Yeah, so then yeah, I would say I'm not really big into like the Tinders of the world and all of that, just because I don't know. It doesn't move me. I end up like getting bored, but like I will say that I've developed connections. Um Sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's usually bad. Shout out to BTL. Um on Twitter and Instagram, because what happens is you get to know these people, right? Like y'all are
Mhm,
interacting,
Mhm.
there's flirting, there's the DM sliding, y'all talk every day, y'all bouncing back and forth, and it's like, hey, here's
mhm.
my number. Hey, why don't you have my number yet? And then y'all do that whole thing, that whole shebang, and then we'll get into more, I'm sure, throughout the conversation.
Mhm. Crickets, might I add, crickets.
Yes. I'll say along the lines of what Micah said, like connections, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been mostly of like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, where those connections have been made. I'm actually banned from Tinder.
How?
Oh my gosh.
I think somebody like reported my page, and yeah, when
Yikes.
when I was when
That's the
things
first time I ever heard that.
yeah, like I met somebody I tweeted about it like last fall, and somebody was like, "Me too," and I was like, "That's crazy." Like I pleaded
Wow.
my case, and it was like, obviously something happened where you have been banned, and I'm like, I barely even got on there.
So your IP's banned, right?
Yeah,
So unless you
Dang.
get a new phone, you can't get,
new phone
yes.
number. Yeah, I can't do. Yeah,
Because I just got banned on Snapchat.
really.
Oh,
Yeah.
How did you get banned on Snapchat?
That's
That's
another
the interesting one.
conversation
Maybe
for
we
that's
another
a
should.
that's
time.
a that's a okay. 'Cause
No,
I
somebody
second that.
basically, I posted something in my private story and somebody reported it.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's not okay.
I had a hater.
Yeah.
They derail walls you.
Mm-hmm.
I just cracked up.
And it's funny because
Gotta keep the people out that private story, okay?
you got to. But for me though, it's funny because I've used Tinder, I've used Hinge, I use BLK, I've used Facebook dating, I use
Oh.
Twitter, I use Instagram, and Jacked.
Okay, I'm glad somebody brought
Yeah,
up the red app.
yes, come on. I'm not gonna fake the funk because baby got needs, and
But I don't
I
find, but you said find.
but
Oh, that's interesting.
dating, yeah, it's dating,
What apps do
babes.
you find
You
your,
know,
but you said what apps do you find your potential? I don't,
potential lover. I've
are you
actually
going to
so
Jack to find your potential lover though? Is that your first stop?
fun fact though. Let me tell you,
Okay.
I've actually that's
Because
like
I'm
the
not.
first guy I ever took serious in my life. I met off Jack, like my
Yeah,
first time using it,
I
and
think Jack
we
is a
connected.
viable place. I think Jack
Yes,
is a
but is
viable.
that your first place to find a potential lover?
I didn't know then,
Yeah,
but now as at the big age I'm on,
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, because
big
they
age that
are
I'm
our
at.
potential lovers. I mean, I mean, they are our
Yeah,
potential lovers.
but I feel like people be on Jack just to find a nut for the
That's
most
it.
part. So
But
I can't go into Jack thinking, "Ooh, I want to date somebody and let me go to Jack and find my man." When he's on Jack, like, what that mouth do? Like the
Yeah,
very first message. Like that's
literally.
the environment on Jack.
yes, but I don't think that was like the main like reason why it was created. But I think it just
No.
kind of turned into that over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Um,
The gays got a hold
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Oh, let me stop. Somebody might think that that's offensive.
What about you, Alex?
Um, I don't. I. I'm not a. Yes, I have been on the app. That's what I'll say. But like to elaborate, I'm not a fan of doing like all those other ones, like those Facebook dating and I feel like too many other people other than my target audience is what I'll say gets filtered into some of those, and I don't really be wanting those.
You mean the whites?
The whites, the straights, a lot of stuff. I just don't want any of that to filter into my stuff. So I will use what's meant for us, and that's why.
Mhm.
And that's kind of it. But like, I
So
feel like
jacked.
for sure, and I feel
Mhm.
like the social media apps. I feel like those are good too, though, because but not dating, like not Facebook dating, but just being on Facebook because people
Mhm.
see your personality kind of, so they kind of
Mm-hmm.
Right.
have an idea of who you are, and you may attract them
Mm-hmm.
to who you are. So Instagram for the photos you post or your content,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facebook, Twitter for if you're funny or they like
Your
some
t-
things you post. And I wind up like getting to know people that are in my own city better on social
Mhm.
media than I did or could just seeing them in real life. You know what I mean? Out and
Mm.
Mhm.
like that, because you don't really see everybody, but you see people on social media and it's like, oh, that person is different. You know what I mean? Or my assumption of seeing them is different. My first opinion, because now I see how they
Mhm.
actually are on social media with a grain of salt to that, how you actually are at work. But yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So, do y'all believe that y'all can find your husband on a dating app? Or nah?
My head is in the
um.
wrong place for this right now. No,
let me just start off. Fuck no.
Mm.
um, I'm a very it's interesting because I've tried over and over again, and I realized that like each different app had like a different, similar to what Alex was saying, had like a different audience. And I feel like because I'm such a bad bitch and such a real nigga at the same time, it's kind of hard to read my energy because it can come up intimidating, or it can come up as too feminine, or it can come up as I'm dark skinned. I got a nice body, so it's like there's different facets that like contribute to like my dating experiences online that quite doesn't resonate as it does in person. So finding my finding my husband, I mean, I feel like that's a reach. Am I open to the opportunity or the possibility? Sure, but overall, no.
Mm.
Hmm.
Um. I mean, anything can happen. That's what I'll say. Do I? Am I? Am I somewhat jaded in this current state of life? A little bit. So I'd be like, niggas ain't shit, but hoes and tricks. However, it could happen, right? You could find
Mhm,
your partner at where you work. You can find your partner in the gym. You can find your partner,
mhm,
you know, in a coffee shop that's not Starbucks. You feel me?
mhm,
Um, but yeah, so I won't necessarily say no, but at the same time, I'm not too I don't know. At the same time, I'm apprehensive just because online dating and just online in general, whether it's Jacked, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Tinder, whether it's TikTok, people give you a representation of who they are instead of actually who they are. Most people give you that
mhm.
representation.
Yes.
And so you like fall for this person who's not even real, and then like you meet them in real life, and it's not giving, it's not
Mhm.
giving what it's supposed to give. So yeah, that's my answer there.
I agree.
I think.
Pe-
Go ahead, Ryan.
As you're fine, as much as a hopeless romantic as I am, I want to say was, but I still am. Just not in a phase.
uh-huh.
I don't think so. I've met some really um I met actually one person that is still like it's been about 2 years. And he's still in my life in some type of capacity, even though we are not in the same, we're in different states. But um you know, we just realized that we're just probably better off as friends, but there's like a love there. I don't know how to, yeah, that's the best way I can say it, but I'll say no right now. I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Who knows? I've seen stories where people have met their husbands on, you know, you see those Twitter threads, or you know, like how it started and how where we're at or whatever the language is, and you know, they showed a screenshot of the DM, and then the other half is them celebrating 4 years of dating. You know, it works for some people. You know, yeah, just not me.
Yeah. Boo.
Tomato, tomato, tomato.
Hey,
Alex?
I think I feel the total opposite of the way you guys feel, only because I have never been approached in public by anybody. So my only way that I've ever met anybody, other than my most recent ex, has been online. So like there has been no other way. It's always been online. Not at any gay bar or anywhere has anybody ever approached me. So I don't know if that's a Chicago-ish thing, if it's a me thing. Do I look unapproachable? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not tripping about it. I'm just stating fact, right? Like it ain't never happened. So like to me, it's only going to be online because that's where the conversation happened first, right? Or the conversation happens first. You know what I mean? And then that happens. But I've never been approached in public.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, you're the prize in a whole teddy bear. So it's like, it's very interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
Or you ever have those that what's happened to me a lot is somebody will see me and then I'll get a message later like, oh my God, I saw you while you were out. But you always like, yes, I have a resting nigga face when I'm out most of the time.
That's what happened. Yeah, I get that too.
But
I hate that
I'm like,
though.
oh yeah, dude, just approach me. Like I'm literally got 10 million tabs open. What's the next episode? What event do I have to host?
Somebody said,
Oh
"Did I
wait,
see you?"
something else.
That happened at the Destin concert. Somebody literally sent me a message like 30 minutes after the concert was over. Like, hey, did I see you at the Destin Conrad concert? I'm like, yes. He said,
No.
oh, I saw you with a guy. I thought that was your nigga. I'm like, no, that's my good Judy. That's my good sis. Oh yeah, I didn't know. I didn't want to say nothing. That's just like, people, if you're out there, shoot your shot.
That
The
part.
worst,
Yeah.
the worst that they can say is they're not interested. But then you're at the same exact spot that you were prior to, because y'all could be out there, you know, missing out on your boo thing. At the least, y'all could be missing out on some good dick or some good ass while you over there talking about, oh, I don't want to go up to them, I don't want to approach them. You never know,
Right.
You
Right.
never
And
know.
don't DM a person after they leave your city. If they're in your city, make sure you make sure you DM them while they're in your city. You know, just to keep it cute.
Yeah, real cute.
Keep it
After I
cute.
left Chicago, I got a couple DMs. Not you in my city and didn't hit me up. I'm like, I literally was there for like a day. Like, still.
Girl.
Yeah. Right. Anywho, Chicago was a time. Have y'all ever like swiped right on somebody who y'all known like in real life?
On an accident.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've swiped. Usually, yeah. Explain that.
Yeah. Spill. Yes. You,
Me?
Mr.
Okay.
Ryan. Yes.
So when I was not banned on Tinder, like in my city, like, you know, it's people I see out and stuff like that. And I call it fat fingers. I have fat fingers. And a lot of times, like I was either, you know, like just browsing, you know, going really quick. And I'm like, I thought I was like, I would see somebody I knew and I was like, oh, what they doing on here? And I accidentally would swipe, you know, then they would message me, like, oh, I never would have thought. And I was like,
don't
think, actually, you know, I'm sorry. You know,
Mhm.
that's probably why my page got banned. Why I'm blocked, because somebody was probably like, not you swiping on me and not messaging me, which that is.
Have I ever swiped? I've swiped left on plenty of people who I know because I know you. Like I swipe left or like anytime I see Blake pop up. Y'all who listen to the show know like Blake's one of my best friends, my good brother, my good sis, and that's it. uh, yeah, when he'll pop up on like a Tinder sometimes, and I was like, ugh, swipe left. Not because he's a bad looking man, but you know when you have not all of us fuck on all of our friends. You feel me? So you got
Okay.
you come on now, somebody. So like it'll be like you could be the most attractive male, just charisma, all of that, but it's like it's never given that because you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my brisket.
Yeah.
Um, now I have swiped right before on this boy who I always thought he was, but then also like he gave that he wasn't. You feel me?
Mm.
That he
Mm.
wasn't one of the girls. And then
Nah,
I was just randomly online one day. And it was the Red app. And I'm scrolling. And I said, and I just inboxed him and I was like, oh, what's good? I didn't expect to see you on here. He's like, oh yeah, LOL. And
Mm.
then and then yeah, the rest was history.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
like everybody I know.
That,
Here's
yeah,
his.
that's
Just
it's.
get it out of the way right up front.
You said what?
If I see your face and I know you, you're blocked.
Very
No, that's
Wait,
real though.
wait, shit like that, Alex. Just no,
You
no
know,
in between.
I don't have no accidents. You block.
Because people be nosy too, Alex. Like people be like, especially the Red app, because they'll show like location.
There's people that I want to slap today. Okay, let me just tell you that. Like today has been that boy. Like there's people that I want to slap today. Stop
Okay,
playing with you.
I know that you're moderating, Justin. Okay, but quick question. Okay, and then we got to go
Yes.
to break. Okay, and
Uh-huh.
but so with the Red app, you know how you can search location, right? Have y'all ever searched somebody you're interested in, like their address on Jacked or whatever, to see like who's around them at that at that moment, or have I only done that?
I never knew that was like a setting to do.
Yes,
Like,
Yes, you
That's a
can put
good
in an
what?
address
idea.
and it will take you to the address. Yes.
Oh
I
my,
have this.
y'all got Jack Pro.
No,
You don't need to
that's
have
Oh,
that.
oh my gosh. I mean, I'm on the
Because
app
you
the
can put
most,
in
but
If I have time to tell it, I'll have to.
you
tell
got
it.
time.
you can put in any address, so
Mm-hmm.
you can search anywhere. So what he's saying is search that address, and you can see who's around that address. Not necessarily searching like searching for the person at an address.
But if you know that he lives
If
there,
you know that, yeah.
so I
And
would do.
then
Yeah, there was this boy who would be like, we was talking or whatever, and he was. I knew where he lived, obviously, and then he was like, one night it just didn't. What he said didn't resonate with me, and I was like, Like he was like, "Oh, I'm going to bed." I'm like, "This nigga never goes to bed at 9 p.m. What's going on?" So I just happened to, boom, boom, boom. I saw his profile, and then it was like 300 feet away. It was the next dude's profile.
oh,
Yeah,
that is such a good idea. I know that.
I
I
just put
never
y'all
thought
on
about
game.
that.
Well,
For real.
so here's something like I type in like the hometown. I've never typed in the actual address.
Search for that actual
The zip code.
address, baby.
Okay.
y'all are
Hey, that's
advanced.
accuracy. That's within feet. Okay.
Within feet.
See, that's funny. So real quick, I from another point of view. So I remember telling a friend of mine, "Hey, I met this guy. He lives in Detroit. The conversation has been cool. I'm ready to go up there." I was like, "But I don't want to go by myself. Do you want to go with me?" He was like, "Sure." Showed him a picture. He was like, "Oh, Ryan, he's cute." I was like, "Ain't he?" So like a week or two later, he texted me, was like, why was I on Jack? And I think I was like, this boy kept messaging me. And I was like, you look familiar. And I was like, do you know my friend Ryan? And I was like, and he was like, mind you, we had just met, so he was like, I know, you got to be more specific. Like Ryan, I know a few Ryans. And I guess he must have like sent him my pictures like, oh yeah, we just like, really met. He's really sweet, blah, 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 blah. And so he was like, oh, like, he was trying to push up, seemed like he was trying to push up on me. I didn't want to like, you know, I know it would have been weird if we'd have went to Detroit and you know we'd have seen each other. And I was like, just looking at him, because I was like, bro, I literally. So you mean to tell me you literally went out we're no longer friends?
Clearly.
Because clearly, you know, I told him what part of the Michigan, not Detroit. Lives in Michigan that he's in. You literally went and typed in the area he was in, found him, and messaged him. Because when I asked the guy, my friend, he was like, he messaged me, and I was like, that's weird because
Ooh,
it's definitely after.
that's just
I
messy
told him,
boots.
that's so messy, and after that, I was like, yeah, he's not.
That's
Somebody
why
else.
you can't post your nigga, your potential nigga. Like you can't post none of that online because the girls will. A lot of times they don't. Yeah, they'll do some weird
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, it was very
yeah.
weird the way that I knew.
I know him. Okay.
Okay,
You know
I
him
do.
from
I do
like
too.
two
And I
word
kiss.
conversation.
I hate when they do that. I know him.
I'm like, baby, I do too. I was with him last night.
Okay.
Now what?
Well, don't show me nobody, because if I know him, I'm gonna tell you. Like, oh yeah, I know them. Don't show them to me. But it ain't on no. It ain't on no. Like, oh, I know them. No, I'm just like,
No.
I
know him.
that person
Yeah.
before. Yeah, not. Yeah.
Speaking of, before we go on break, I have swiped right with on people. Actually, not on accident, on purpose. Which I like you, I want you, and I gotta have you. So did it always work
Booty
out?
warrior.
Okay.
You said what you said.
I'm more the dick warrior, but you know, tomato, tomato. But yeah, I don't think I ever. Huh?
What was said?
Honestly, I was strictly dickly.
Okay, let's go on break.
Well,
Let's go on.
that's new
Let's
for-
go on break, guys.
And this is the Black Gay Agenda, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, y'all. We missed y'all. So, the online dating agenda.
Yeah.
This question here. What was the most exciting experience that y'all ever had on a dating app?
I feel like I had a really weird, like, if you think of Noah's Ark, if you hear the background, the background story of when Ricky and Noah, like they went to hook up and it was just like awkward, and then they become like, you know, best friends ever. Kind of like one of my really good friends, and then he ended up being younger. When I went, I was like, this is crazy, and this is not happening. And we just like laugh, but we became like really good friends after that. That's probably like, I wouldn't say that's exciting, but it was like, you know, an exciting friendship was created through a tip up, if that makes sense. That's
yeah, that does. Honestly, like, you know, I think a lot of times we get ourselves into some situations and it turns out to be better than expected with no sex involved. So
yeah, I think my exciting one would be similar to Ryan's. One of my good friends, we literally met on the Red app, right? He waved. So annoying. I waved back. We talked. We exchanged conversation. we exchanged pictures. You feel me? we linked up. Yeah, we sent a pic or two. You feel me? Some of your best from your secret albums.
The angles, okay?
The angles is all about the angles, right? Always shoot up and at an angle, y'all. That's a little tip. So yeah, we we sent pics back and forth. We hung out. We hung out for drinks first. So we went out and got drinks, you know, because I like to go outside first. You might be a weirdo. And I'm not inviting you into my space, and you're not, and I'm not going to your space unless I properly vet you. And that's even on hookup apps, because people go out and they get robbed and like all this other crazy shit is happening. I'll say, we went out for drinks and we was vibing. We went back to his spot, and no lie, we made it do what it do, and it was good. But then like, and then we probably quote unquote hooked up like one more time after that. And then it was just like the vibe and the chemistry was just like, I think you're my brister. right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's romantic connection here, but there is a connection. So we didn't, and now like we're like really close friends. We don't do nothing like sexual with each other or whatever. So yeah, I think that would be a good experience. Like he's happily, you know, happily engaged. I'm happily single.
Oh,
So like it is what it is. So yeah, I would say that it started off as just like, oh, let's link, and then now we're like good friends. So yeah, that's what I would say my exciting experience. I can't think of anything else because whew, I would say I have more negative experiences than I do positive experiences.
yeah. I have a few. I have a few.
I feel the same way though. I feel like there hasn't been any like exciting
Yeah.
or like, but I haven't had really negative experiences either. They just have been experiences. But the ironic thing, which just seems to be the thing, is that my best male friend I met on Jack. Like the person who I call best friend that's where I met him.
Listen, shout out to Jack. The girls are gonna listen to this and
Uh,
re-download the app.
That's where I met him. We've been friends for over 15 years. And like we visit back and forth. So basically we were on there. He was in town for the weekend. And you know, we saw each other. I was just wanting to hang out. I wasn't looking for anything but just to like just to hang out, get a drink, have some fun, you know what I'm saying? And it's funnier when he tells this story because he talks about my demeanor with him, but he was taking a long time, and like I felt like he was wasting my time, so I was just like, dude, like you hang out or not? Like I don't have time. This is stupid. Like you know what I'm saying? Because he kept going back and forth, and so I was like, all right, and I was done. Like that was it. He left. But he kept in contact with me, like, and I was just like, what do you want? Like, I don't get this. You know what I'm saying? And so eventually we exchanged phone numbers. We at the time I wasn't big on FaceTime. He FaceTime all the time because he lives in Philly. So he would FaceTime me, and that's how we would communicate. So we built a friendship based on FaceTime. Absolutely platonic friendship. Has never done anything non-platonic. It's always been just that since that moment. And
nice.
that FaceTime, a lot of people don't like FaceTime, but I'll tell you, FaceTime will make a long distance situation not feel so like make a person not feel like a stranger. Because when I went to visit, finally, I didn't get that this a new person feel. I visited and was just like, what up? I'm here. Let's have a good time.
That's how it is. I agree with that. I think FaceTime, even what we do here when we meet and talk like once a week, when we met for real, like in January, it didn't seem like, oh, this is the first time that we've all been together. That was crazy. Like y'all came up because the first time I saw them, y'all, for the listeners, let me peel behind the curtain a little bit. When I first saw, when I first saw Justin, him and Alex and Redacted came to the L station. And is Alex just understanding what I said?
I just got that. No, you got to say Redacted. You can say it.
Okay, I can say it. Okay.
You can say it. Yeah. Oh,
all
yeah.
Right, so Alex's ex, they all came up to the L station where I work at. And it was just like, hey, Justin, what's up? We did our hug and it was whatever, right? It wasn't like, oh, nice to meet you, pleasure to meet your acquaintance, none of that.
You was beefy. You was real beefy in that black shirt.
Oh my goodness. And then the next day when we went out to the club, Ryan, when Justin, so Alex had scooped me up first, and then Ryan and Justin met us in the car, and like they just got in the car, and I was like, "What's up, Ryan?" It wasn't like, so yeah, I think FaceTime, like seeing a person face to face, it does a lot.
It does.
It does. I agree. We built like a solid friendship, like, and then ever since then we've been going back and forth. He's here now. I just came back from there, so like, yeah. But I was just thinking to myself, y'all had like an almost twin moment. That was hilarious because the reaction in the car when you walked outside with your fit on was funny.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
We're gonna post those pictures. We'll post. Yeah, let's post that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all. When
definitely.
y'all are listening to this, go to the page and you'll see the January content that we did. But yeah, me and Justin had
Hmm.
matching pants on. Not only
Hmm.
were they matching pants, like if they were the same pants and they were like black, it'd be like whatever. Like people probably wouldn't notice it. We had matching shiny
Yes.
green, and not just regular like
It was like chrome.
lime.
It was like a lime
Yes, a
chrome
lime
green.
chrome green matching. I was like, oh my! As soon as Justin walked out the hotel, I was like, what the fuck?
It
Micah was
was it
like,
was
take me
that was
home
actually
now. Alex, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Take me home now. Alex, when he gets in the car, I want to go home. I'm not going. I was like, dude, it's a shade off. It ain't exactly the same. Okay. It's gonna hit
Oh my
different in
okay.
god!
life. He was ready to go
Yeah,
home. So.
it was funny because I was like, oh wow, my man's are like, but
It was definitely giving either twins or like those annoying ass couples who dress alike.
yeah,
I hate to see it.
it,
It's so
but actually like
cringe.
each of our outfits was cute, so
It
it was
was.
it
We
came
all
it
looked
came
great.
together. Hmm. Um, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell my piece. But yes, I've had like quite a few exotic experiences with the dating app, and I specifically it was Tinder. So this is like about in 2021 or 2022. I was on Tinder and I seen this cute young man, handsome guy, and we started having conversation. He slid in my DM, said what's up, was communicating and everything, and he was like, "I want to take you out." I was like, "Okay, sure." And he asked me what I like to do. I said I'm very spontaneous, blah blah blah. So he come picks me up. Um, it was summertime, so I had on shorts and everything. He picks me up, and we approach a park, and he decided to take me kayaking. And the thing is, I love to be immersed in nature, but also I love like quality time. So it was actually pretty cool because even though it was our first time meeting, it just felt very organic and very smooth. So we got to like sail on a little river. Didn't see the alligators or crocodiles, but however, we got to sail on a river. We had a nice little speaker, and it was so cute. I'm like, oh, I like this. I think I like this little life.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and then it was
TikTok.
the date went on. So after that, he was like, "Oh, let's go to an arcade." So we went to an arcade, y'all, and literally we did laser tag. We played games, and it was actually pretty dope because I'm very childlike sometimes, and I think it's important to, connect with others with
Yeah.
physical activities. And also too, you get to like see if they're competitive. You get to see if y'all compatible. And throughout the whole time, it was just like it was great because through the times we were like transitioning from place to place, we were having great conversation, we were really
Hmm.
connecting, and then he's like, "Oh, let's get some food," and I was hungry, so I was like, "Oh, can we go to this Popeyes right here?" So we ended up going to Popeyes, getting a nice some chicken. Yes, all on his dime too.
Listen, the
All on his.
girls, the
Good.
girls gonna come at you. The girls gonna come at you for that though, because they're
Yeah.
gonna hear he took him to Popeyes. You gotta take me to RPM Seafood.
Oh gosh. Okay. And the thing is, I'm like, shit. As long as it's food and it's food that I like, baby, we can go
Hmm.
anywhere.
I love
Yeah.
that.
And it was such a good vibe that like I didn't care for none of that. I really didn't. And
Mm,
then after we got our Popeyes,
clip that.
he approached us to a park, and he bring a blanket, and we have a picnic and eat and like sit at the park, and it was like very scenic. It was very beautiful. I remember feeling the wind like through my curls, and I remember just holding his hand, and it was very no, it was a
Where
really.
is this man at?
Right.
That's a
I'm
good
like, where
man,
you at?
Savannah. What are you doing?
And then Isaiah, if you listen to this, where you at? Because I wish I knew the same thing, but ultimately though, like that date was, I mean that online experience and how it transitioned to real life, it was it actually showcased me to me like my worth, and if someone
Mm,
want to, they will.
Mhm.
And just because it happened through like an app doesn't mean that it can't go on further. And I think this with me and him specifically, like it was just like I won't say it was bad timing. I think it was just for those moments. Because sometimes when people come in your life for these certain moments, and that dating experience, it just taught me that like the quality of experiences that I like. And it was crazy because it was just a mixture of different things. But however, I'm a person that loves to do anything, and I'm very grateful. So, the fact that he did all of that, that was something that I was never like, that never happened to me on the first date. I had like, we had like 3 dates in one. So,
Do you still contact? Do you know him still?
no, we not in contact anymore. He ended up moving to another state, and we were talking a little bit, but like it was very inconsistent, and we never had sex. We kissed a few times, came to my place, we watched movies and stuff like that, but it never like went that far, and I actually love that because I think it's just important to just form natural relationships without having to do X, Y, Z. And he made sure and another thing is he made sure like, he's like, I'm not ever rushing you. I'm not ever force you to do anything you don't want to do. He's a good man. So
That's a good man. So man, I need y'all to go find y'all way back together. Trying to find my way back to you. Like I need y'all to find y'all way. What? This sounds like a good man.
Yeah, and honestly, he is a great man, and yeah, I wish him well. But yeah, that was my experience. That was one of the quite interesting experiences that I had on a dating app.
I wish him well. And I don't know why it was crazy, but it was just like I wish him well.
Some of his emotes are so funny to me. Like it's like not your main thing you said, but some of your like under like the breath things that you say. I just like
that shit was funny. I wish him well.
I do.
Great man, and yeah, I wish him well. But yeah, so
sorry to this man.
Right.
Okay. Wow. So just be on a note of talking about like, quite interesting experiences. Have y'all ever had like any crazy experiences on the apps?
Crazy or bad?
Crazy / bad.
And it never got anywhere, but I was curious. So I got a message. I got a message from somebody. I never forget his name on there. It said it was light skin bottom. Okay.
Oh, so we know what he's on for.
Okay.
Sounds like trouble.
Yeah, very much trouble. So light skin bottom, my face has always been on Jack. And he says to me in the message,
oh my God,
I know what you've lied about even on your podcast.
Oh,
you don't want that exposed. And I was like,
these people slap. That's what I be talking about.
I was like, exposed. And I was like, who? I put question mark. And he never responded.
Oh my God. So you still don't know who it is?
I still don't know who.
So he may listen to this because he's clearly watching you.
He may. Yeah. Because I was like, what did I lie about? Because I'm like, I don't talk about, I might spiral on Ryan Out Loud maybe once in a blue moon. But the only podcast, like this is the only podcast where I've like talked about my dating experiences.
Right. Run back the tape.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I probably did lie. Who knows? No, I'm not a liar. I said whatever I said.
Okay. It's right. I can't stand I know what you did last summer ass bitch. Like
weirdos.
Like what?
Weirdos.
Like, I know what I did too. Fuck wrong with you.
Now who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Yeah. Light skin bottom.
Light skin bottom's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. Light skin bottom?
Block.
Stop it.
That's a crazy name.
Girl, expose what you're gonna expose and get the box before.
Listen, you can't expose me.
Okay, come on.
What the fuck? Block and move on, please.
Because you expose me, that's just gonna make me even more like
lit. Off with your head.
Maybe add more glitter to the.
Lit, that's gonna make me more lit. People are like, "Oh, you used to do X, Y, and Z," and then people are like, "Oh my God, you used to do X, Y, and Z." I'm trying to so like,
oh my God,
you did it. Can you show me how you did it?
Right.
In your history,
you want to find out? Like you won't find out.
They do.
Crazy experiences. Go, Alex.
I was gonna say the most I've had was the same that we've all had, or most of us. Somebody using your picture, but the funniest The
That never
funniest,
happened to me.
oh yeah. The funniest thing though was this was years ago. So I had posted and this see, I don't like telling the people, but I hope I'm telling the people the stuff. But there was an app called Growler, and
Wow.
Growler,
Oh.
Growler is for the thickums. Okay, that's what Growler is for. It's
Oh,
like a
Oh.
bear app.
it's for the bears.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So on there, I had
Oh,
posted.
growl. I get
Mhm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a picture of my torso, so it's literally from here to right below my waistline, very like peekaboo, right there, right, just that area.
You were showing the D'Angelo, but not showing it all.
Boom, right.
Okay.
I had that, no face, just that, right.
No face, no chest.
Obviously, I know my own body when I see it. So, what I was like, somebody else was like, I think somebody's using your picture. I was like, really? They was like, yeah. And this is a random person on there too. I was like, thanks for the heads up. Whatever. So I go to the profile and I say to this person, how you get that picture? And they was just like, this is my picture. I was like, so I need you to take it down because that is a picture of me, right? So please remove the picture. They respond to me and say that it's not you. I said,
No.
yes, it is me. Take my picture down. I said I will be reporting in your page anyway, but I'm just telling you, can you take my picture down? Because why are you using my picture without some sort of reason? And I don't know what you would have said, but something you highlighting the thick chocolate. I don't know something. What is going on? He says, I know it's not you because it's my friend. I said, well, unless you are acquainted with me, sir, and I don't know you, this is me. And he argued with me that the picture was not me.
People are mentally ill.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know my own body, right?
People
You're
are mentally
arguing
ill.
with me that the picture you. I was like, unless I am your friend, it's not. This is me. And
Yeah.
he argued with me, so I reported the page and just blocked him and was just like, whatever. Have the picture. It's look. I'm flattered. Go off with it. Because I mean, when they see you in person, clearly what you have isn't even where I was at the time. So when they see you, they're gonna notice that there's something different in the torso area. So I'm just like, go off. That's probably the worst I've had. Somebody like directly to my face tell me that my own body that I recognize isn't me.
I feel like
sick.
you've made it when somebody takes your pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to say too. I'm like, damn.
It is never that will never happen to me, but
And it wasn't even the face, it was the body. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Somebody sent me my this isn't the craziest, but somebody sent me when I was in Atlanta when I was in Atlanta for Halloween. Somebody sent me, and I thought they did it on purpose, but they didn't. That was the gag, right? I thought it was on purpose, like, oh, I know you from when you had OnlyFans, that type of shit, right? They sent me this. I had this one picture that went viral. It was crazy, right? It was showing my, the meatage, right? The meatage was meaty.
Okay.
If you know, listeners. So the pic went viral. This dude sent me the pic that had went viral, right?
Oh.
And there was a tag. So, I used to have a watermark and everything, but he cropped out the tag and posted it. It was on his, I guess he's been using this. And he sent it to me. He's like, oh, you trying to pull up on all of this? And I was like, I said, what the fuck? And I was like, that's me. That's mine. That's mine. He's like, no, it's not. This is mine. I'm like, bruh, that's me. And then I was like, I sent him the exact picture. And then he blocked me immediately.
Of course he did.
Oh, yeah. I thought you was about to have a dick. I thought I was gonna have a dick off.
A dick off is crazy.
Show me. Oh, I'm gonna show you.
That's crazy.
Like weird. Niggas is weird. That's so weird. Catfish,
I don't
if you're listening to this
understand that.
and you're a catfish, you are weird. And I need you to go sit on somebody's couch because you need therapy.
It's sad, actually.
Catfish is mentally ill, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just think it's
I'm
sad.
not a therapist. I'm not a
Me neither.
I'm not a medical professional, but I feel like you have to be mentally ill to do that.
Declare them ill mentally.
Right.
Yeah.
I get catfishing when you're trying to catch somebody in something. Not that I get it, but there's an understanding behind
Got
it.
you.
But like just to do it, to like talk to these people and pretend it's you and like act like you're gonna do it. Because when they see you in person,
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you.
I'm gonna send you guys in the group chat this profile, but there's a somewhat popular, like gay online, and I think he's a catfish, and I thought he was a catfish since I first met him years ago, and I'm pretty sure he's a catfish.
and they still parading around as the person.
That's crazy.
Yes,
Word.
I'll send it to you.
People been getting exposed left and right on Twitter for catfishing people profiles for years.
Yeah, like
That's sick.
they're not Anita Baker. It was the Cheryl Lynn page.
Like I love this song with number one in my house. Like, girl,
That was and
Yep.
I follow that boy. He follows. Yeah, he
He needs help. My friend of the show, friend of mine, Malik Kashad. He awesome content creator. His platform is the Black Music Archive. He got like he's crazy. It's crazy. Like he just got invited to like the YouTube studios or whatever to get his plaque or whatever, his YouTube plaque.
Oh,
So like
wow.
yeah.
That's
He's out here killing it. But he did a video. He was one of the first people who like exposed that page as he's like, I don't think it's really Cheryl Lynn. That shit was crazy. But crazy situations. We don't have time to go into all, but I'm gonna give you guys like a super advanced version, right? I have followed this boy on Instagram for the longest times, right? Those of you who know me, who know the who are my close friends over on Instagram, y'all know about Bay TL, right? Bay TL slid in my DMs one day, and he's like, he had followed me back. I forget what it was. Somebody had posted one of my like videos of me working out. He had followed me, and I had been following this guy. He was like my little crush online, and I usually don't like light skins, and this is why. Anywho, he was like no offense to you, Ryan. But no offense. But like so he was like my crush for the longest time, and then he finally followed me back. I was like, oh my God, he followed me back. Wow, yay, make some noise. And then shortly after that, he slid in my DMs, and because I had posted about going to ATL for Halloween. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm in ATL. We should hang out. I'm like, oh yeah. And then we was like, where are you gonna be at? I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to this party. He said, oh, I'm gonna be at DBN too. And then boom. I go to ATL, hanging out with my different friends or whatever. We hang out that first night, I think it was. Yeah, we hung out that first night. It was a vibe. We was vibing, the vibes were vibing. We were cool throughout the whole entire weekend. We hung out. Then, like, going back home, he's like, yeah, I really enjoyed you. You're really a vibe. I'd like to talk to you more. Then that turned into us texting daily. That turned into us sitting on FaceTime for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Him talking on during like these conversations, like different topics would come up. He would like say some shit like, oh, I'll be like, he's like, what you doing? I'll be like, oh, going to the gym. He's like, oh, dang, you stay in the gym. You going I can't have my man being so much bigger than me. I gotta get in the gym. Saying shit like that, what I'm saying? So then we started planning. I said, oh, I'm coming back in December probably. To Atlanta, so started planning that. He's like, oh yeah, you could stay with me, whatever. He was like sending me stuff during this time, and granted, we're talking throughout this whole time. He's sending me stuff throughout this whole entire time, right? Like, hey, I want to try this. This place looks really cool. We should try this place out. Hey, this looks fun. Let's do this when you're here, right? So I'm going into this thinking like, oh, we're locked in, whatever. Then I don't know what happened. He probably found a new nigga to talk to because, that's what dudes do. They always looking for the next big thing, the next best thing, whatever, right? Because always somebody's going to look better, have more money, have a better body, have more followers on Twitter, Instagram, and I feel like dress better, whatever it may be, right? And and all of us have done it. I don't care who you are. Everybody has always ooh, well, I like this over here. Oh, I like this over there. We talked about that last season. So, anyways, I don't know if he found somebody else to like waste their time, but he stopped. He stopped talking. Right? He stopped. Like, no, communication started dwindling down. Then, communication started dwindling down. Then I called it out. Right? I was like, hey, I'm just noticing communication has been off. He's like, oh, nothing's wrong. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm like, I think it is. And then like he's like, oh well, I mean, he's like, what did he say? He was like, oh, I mean, it's not like we're just two people who like each other with the possibility of being more. It's not giving a relationship. But like, don't waste my time, sir. You like, I don't sit on FaceTime with somebody for 3 to 4 hours just because, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking because. So we're almost done, guys. Okay, we're building this. All right, we're building this. So about like 3 days before I'm supposed to go to ATL, and granted, I told him, yo, if you're switching up the vibe, let me know so I know before I get there, because I had already talked to my friend and he was like, hey, he's a leasing agent in an apartment complex. They got a guest suite. So he was like, if you need it, let me know. Right. So one thing about Micah, he's going to be good regardless. Right. So like 2 days, 3 days before, we're on the phone, we're on FaceTime, and he's like, hey, did you ever figure out where you're staying while you're here?
No.
Girl, yes. So so I was like, what? And so that became a whole entire thing. He's like, oh, I wasn't saying you can't stay with me. I just didn't think that we actually confirmed it. Bitch.
Did he offer?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I get down there, and you know, we're hanging out. Like the first Friday night, we went to like a hookah lounge. Then we went to Uns Club. He was acting real weird at the Uns Club, not like paying me no attention. So like one of the dudes who I had met at the hookah lounge, we was vibing, right? Energy was right. And we was just vibing. We was dancing on each other all night, and it was what it was. He wasn't paying me no attention. So we went back to his crib, whatever. Afterwards, we went back to BTL's crib. I almost said a name, right? We went back to BTL's crib. He got what he wanted. I'll say that, right? He got what he wanted. Next day, wake up. He was going out. He had to run some errands. I stayed at the crib while he was doing that. Later that night, went to Deviant. He was super weird at Deviant, right? After Deviant, there was like this after party. At Deviant, listen, the body was bodying, right? My outfit was crazy. Had just the body was bodying. The niggas was on me. They was like, woo, woo, woo. Whole time, I'm curving them because I think I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this nigga while he's sneaking in and out of dark rooms. Anywho,
that's crazy.
Anywho, this couple who was like, they was on me hard after the after party, right? At the after party, afterwards, we're all outside waiting for our Ubers. The couple comes up to me, they're like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, we're going back to his crib. He's like, why are you going back with him? Right in front of it, right? That shit was crazy. Long story short, get back to his crib. I go to his room and he like gets on the couch and lays down on the couch. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then I asked him, I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm going to sleep on the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just weird energy. So that, you know me, the cancer in me, I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving, right? I was like a Tyler Perry character. Like, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I called my friend. My friend's like, why are you calling me at 5 a.m.? I'm like, I need that suite. He's like, you need it now? I'm like, yes. I explained to him. He's like, all right, friend, I'll meet you there. I packed my bags. Big TL's like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm leaving. Woo, woo, woo. Left. Send him a long, detailed message, right? And then his response was like very dismissive. It was like, oh, you're tripping. It was never given that. It was never.
I'm fucking
given like whatever I was on. He tried. I felt like I was being gaslit. Right?
He was gaslit, saying it was never he was the way. So first it was never all this, but now it's never. It wasn't never that.
Never that.
Yeah. So he's like, you tripping? Woo, 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 woo. So it was what it was. I was in my feelings. I was super in my feelings that whole day. One of the dudes who I had met, the dude who I was dancing on that all night, and like we had like exchanged numbers or whatever. He had texted me. He's like, "Hey, are you going to Boozy Bounce tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna find a plane ticket, and go home early." Woo, woo, woo. He's like, "Nah, come out." So I went to Boozy Bounce, gagged BTL, he thought I was gonna be like weeping in an Airbnb somewhere, right? And I popped up with the dude who he introduced me to. We popped up the Boozy Bounce, had a great time, and me and oh boy, we're like super close friends now. So it's like I wouldn't say super close, but we're close. We're getting there, right? So
Yeah.
all that to be saying, it was a fucking shit show of an experience. And I'm not gonna lie, it's affected me like since then because now like niggas be like, hey, I'd like to like some dude like 2 weeks ago, he was like, I'd like to take you out. Is that okay? I'm like, no, I'm not interested. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, he's like, I'd like to get to know you more. I like you. I'm like, you don't like me. You like the thought of me. You like the idea of me, but you're probably like all the other niggas full of shit gonna waste my time. And so now I'm in a space where I'm trying to get
Oh
out
my
of that.
gosh.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
So,
but it affected me. I'm being real. I'm being honest. Like
Yeah,
this
that's real as
affected me
fuck.
because I thought I was going into this, and you know me, I'm a romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic. So you saying shit like little shit like, oh yeah, when we're together, you know, I can get me on the workout shit. I got you on the fashion shit. Like you know, you saying shit like that, and then you gaslight me and tell me it was never given that. Now I'm like, wait, what's wrong with me? You feel
yeah.
me? I'm like, is this something that I did? It's just like, so then I look into like, because sometimes, you know, that shit will be a blow to your self esteem. And people like, oh, you have great self esteem. You're always posting yourself. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, no. And like, it just takes one little, one situation to make you feel like, oh shit, this is fucked up. To this day, we don't speak. We spent the first couple of days shading each other on Twitter. And then I blocked him and then I unblocked him. And now like I used to like go to his page and like stalk the page, but I don't do that shit anymore because um at the end of the day, hey man, when they go low, we go high.
I
Mhm.
can go to hell.
No,
But
That's what I was gonna say, but somebody probably because we got a lot of mutes, so somebody will probably send it to him anyways. But so the next part that I was about to say, I'm gonna keep it cute. Amen.
Yeah.
hey man,
Yeah.
Sorry, I took a lot of time, but I had to get that out because that bitch ass nigga had me fucked up.
He did. And BTL, if you listening to this,
fuck you.
Yes.
I'm like, you don't do people like that. You know, you hold yourself accountable, be a man, and communicate thoroughly and
All
honestly
the
and openly, and
Cause
keep
you
your
just
fucking
want to
energy
fuck.
consistent.
time.
Like,
Fuck if you lost, if you don't, you're not interested anymore. If you're
Yes.
if there's
If it
somebody
was just a friends with Ben,
it,
because there could have been a possibility that we could have been like he's somebody who I could have been friends with.
mhm,
But the way you conducted yourself and you handled yourself, we can't even be
mhm.
friends. Because now I
Yep,
look at you as a weirdo. If you just
yep,
wanted if you just wanted some sex, that's all you had to say. That could have been
right.
a right. That could have been a situation.
Mhm.
do you think there was a piece of jealousy? Because I feel like it went downhill after the DVD event. Because somebody,
Okay, no. It went down after the ounce ounce. But my thing, like, he was acting weird way before I even came down there with his communication, with him like being weird and saying, "Oh, I'm about to go to sleep," but then like I get online and I see other interactions going on. Like, yeah, we're not together, so no need to lie for no reason. You feel me?
right,
So like, what are you
Yep.
lying about? So when I got down there, and then like we're at the club and I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to vibe with you at the hookah lounge. I'm trying to vibe with you at the club, and you're not, you know, reciprocating. Yeah, this other nigga is on me. He's like, "Oh, you look so good tonight." Oh boy, didn't it didn't give me no type of compliments the whole entire weekend, and I was dressed down all weekend. Like every other people was, he didn't give me no compliments. So it was like, yeah, I gave this other dude who was like, I gave him attention, and he gave me attention. So big, but BTL did say something the other night that said like on the way home, he's like, "Oh, you win." Redacted, because I'm not gonna say his name on here, but he was like, "You and Redacted, y'all seem to be getting along pretty well."
yep,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
So I think you might be right. I think he was jealous, but at the same time, you can't be jealous if you're paying somebody dust.
that part.
and
Yeah.
you had it. Like you were. All you had to do was continue the energy.
Man, I was locked in, bro. Like I was in my head. In my head, bro, we was in matching pajamas this year.
Oh,
Hmm.
Is that
Well,
all?
it's on that note. That's crazy. On that note, because that's quite an experience,
Yeah.
Micah. That's quite an experience. But Yeah, this is the Black Gay Agenda, and we'll be right back, y'all. And we're back at the Black Gay Agenda. It's interesting because we all had such unique experiences, as y'all just heard, from with online dating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we've learned a lot. And this next segment, the agenda moving forward, because we had so many bad experiences, y'all. What's one thing that y'all learned from online dating, in those moments that y'all spent using these apps that you can use to help you navigate healthy relationships or a healthy outcome, going forward?
What's one thing that we've learned from online dating that will
Mm-hmm.
help us navigate online dating moving forward?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question. That's a great question, Justin. Good job. Um, I would say manage expectations. Not only manage expectations, but I can admit when I'm wrong. Okay. Last season, there was an episode where I pushed back, and the two of you did too. Push back on Alex when he said, "Just go with the flow." You feel me? I was like, "Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, I'm so sick of niggas go with the flow." But and I was wrong then, maybe, or maybe I'm wrong now, right? And maybe Alex is wrong too. I don't know where we. But I'm in a space now where I'm like, manage expectations and just go with the flow because whatever happens happens, right? And now you can still have intentionality with all you do, but not being like, oh my god, we've been talking for 3 months, oh, we're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
married, oh my god, we're gonna have kids, oh, I want to move, he's gonna move in with me, we're gonna take pictures, and like we're gonna have a couples like couples content, and like all of this, right? No, man, just manage expectations. That's what I've learned, because people, like I talked about earlier, people show you the representation of who they want you to see, and then once you start peeling back layers, it's like, oh, this dude ain't who he said he was. He was giving me a representation of it, right? So just go with the flow, kind of feel out, get a feeling out. And now that doesn't mean like you're not transparent with people. That doesn't mean that you're not honest with people. So like, hey, until we until this is something, I'm also entertaining other people, trying to see what the best fit is. So last year when we had this conversation, I did not agree with that at all. I'm like, you're playing games, woo, 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 woo. But due to recent life experiences, I would say that's what I've learned is one, manage your expectations, especially, and then manage your expectations depending on where you're at. So like I had that
Mm-hmm.
conversation about Jack earlier. Could there be something that develops from yeah, that could be a beautiful thing, could happen. But at
Right.
the same
Anything is
time,
possible.
you gotta know that most people use Jack to get a quick nut. I'm sorry. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't get on to Jack and be like, oh, I'm gonna find the love of my life. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna get on Jack, we're gonna hook up, we're gonna go to dinner, and then we're gonna be married next summer. Like I can't do that. Manage expectations, and then also just go with the flow. I am team go with the flow now, y'all.
That's that's very interesting. I like how you said that because um I agree with that, but I wanted to add more to it.
Okay.
I think it's important to go with the flow with intention,
Mm-hmm.
have open communication while also being consistent, for your capacity at that time. I think I've had pretty decent experiences with online dating, but just as much I've had decent experiences, I've had also quite unexpectedly negative experiences that ultimately kind of like took a shot at my self-esteem because I know I'm capable and have these characteristics that good quality characteristics. However, I know that oftentimes when people approach me, they approach based off the things that I do with life or how I come across on social media. But however, I'm like an onion. I'm a complex onion that has layers and willing to shed these layers if you show up for me and and reveal your layers too. but I think it don't get that far no more because of the lack of the things that I mentioned earlier. But however, yeah, you know, yeah, that's I'm gonna leave it on that note.
Okay.
Justin, I'm gonna ask you to repeat the question for me one more time,
Hmm.
of which you asked everybody.
So basically, I said, what's one thing that you learned from your prior experiences that can help you for online dating, that will help you navigate online dating better?
Better. I'll say, just like you guys have said, like going with the flow, but with expectations and
Mm-hmm.
clear communication.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This, especially if it's long distance, it could be somebody that you meet on, in your city or whatever, but especially long distance, you know, because you guys are on FaceTime or on the phone, those people also have feelings. Um, is, they have feelings, and they catch feelings, and it's just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if something changes, like don't be afraid to have those like tough conversations, like, hey, I love
Hmm.
what we built. I have met someone else, or just clear communication. That has helped me, because there's been a lot of situations where I've been guilty of just like, because things were good with the person in my face, I would, shun, put the people that actually had great connections with, that might not have been in my area or in my space, but I put them on the back burner. And I had to learn how to communicate that, like, that's not fair to you as well, because, because we are long distance or just online or whatever, however that goes, we still had some sort of connection or relationship
Mm.
connection. And I think it's just a respect thing at the end of the day, if
Mm.
that makes sense.
No, that makes. I think
Mhm.
we talked about that last year too, with like ghosting and
Yeah.
slow ghosting,
Yeah.
or just like having a conversation. And I think one thing that I learned, so during, even with Big TL situation, there was another person who was trying to talk to me during that time. But after that, I told him, like, right now, I don't have the capacity for this. You're a great guy, X, Y, and Z, but like, I don't have the capacity or the bandwidth for anything right now. So let's just keep it there. And I think that's a healthier response than just stop texting them. And until, I guess, maybe until you're on the other end of that, you
Mhm.
don't understand how that feels. You feel me?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's one thing that I'm really intentional about. I like articulate to people, hey, it's not giving that right now. And it's not giving, not in a nasty way like that bitch nigga did, but like in a way of, I don't have it to give. What you need, I don't have what you need, I don't have it to give. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna sit here and text you all day. I'm not gonna sit here and stay on
Mhm.
FaceTime with you all day. I'm not gonna sit here and lead you on, because that's just like, I don't think that's cool and that's not right. I never want to be, and I'm sure I am the villain in people's stories, but I never intentionally want to be the villain in anybody's story. I try to tell myself now I'm in a space where I never want to be the topic of a conversation on a therapist's couch.
Mm.
I don't
That's
want you to
real.
go. I don't want you to be in therapy. It's like, yo, there's this guy named Micah who did X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't want that. So I try my best. And do I fall short at times? Yeah. But I tried my best not to be that type of person. So I love that you brought that up, Ryan, because that's real. Like, people just
Hmm.
don't communicate.
Yeah. I've been guilty. Like you said, being a villain. I know I'm the villain in some story.
Right.
Not my intentions, but
Right.
life,
Right.
Life. Trauma.
trauma. Yeah.
Yep.
I think for me, it's been a while since I've been online dating. It's been about 5, 6 years. So
Okay.
um
Oof.
now, yeah. So
It's a bit.
like,
It's a different world.
So yeah, now you're in a different space now, because you
Hmm.
gotta you
now,
gotta like learn everything all over again.
yeah.
Hmm.
And it's a lot, but you know what? Um, I'm still me.
Mm.
So despite whatever the fuck they got going on out there, I'm still me. So I'm gonna be me
Right.
regardless. I think um I think that I still feel like my method of the go with the flow, as we've all said, you've all echoed, is the right way. Like you said, with communication. To me, like communication. I mean, think of it like you're in a river, you're on a raft with somebody else. You both got pedals in your hand. Y'all going with the flow. But if they pedaling backwards and you pedaling forward, something ain't happening.
Cool. You better preach. You've been preaching today.
I'm just saying.
That's a collection plate.
So, like, you know, you have to know where the other person's head is at. You have to know. And when I say know where they head at, I mean from day one. From the first time I gave you my name, I need to understand what you're expecting, what your expectations are with me, because I might not be ready. What your intentions are, what are you assuming about where we met? Because y'all just said, right, Jack, at the place for that. Well, for me, I'm not out here, you know, looking for hookups. That's just not me as a person. I've never been that way. But if you don't have anything on your page, because there's a lot of blank pages that don't have what they're looking for, they just got their stats. I can't assume that you out here to hook up. I can't assume that you here not to hook up, right? So all I need to do is ask questions. And what I immediately do as soon as they start like talking, first of all, picture. Thank you. Because you see me. All these greetings.
My picture's up, yeah.
You greeting me? Sure, picture. Thank you for that. Now, hello. Let me read your page again now, because I ain't read it because I ain't seen no picture. Now let me go read it. You know what I'm saying?
What if their page is light skin bottom?
Well, I'm gonna ask some questions because I'm gonna have to dig for my friend over here and see if I'm gonna look at location, I'm gonna look at where they at, I'm gonna look at the city and city. But like with intention, right? Like with knowing what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now, I'm about me right now. So I ain't thinking about no like dating. I'm not thinking about nothing long term. I'm not thinking about anything of that. I'm browsing and I'm working on my life. So if you know what I'm saying, somebody says something to me and I'm interested in what they're saying and I'm saying something back to them, once we get to a situation where we're exchanging like real information, the very first thing that I'm going to talk about is where my head at right now and what my point is right now. Okay. And if they good with that, great. If not, then you know, deuces. So
I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
And if you don't want to, if it's too intrusive, all right, it is what it is, right? Let me tap into my bag though. So as you're newly single, as you told us, after a 5-year relationship, it was?
Yes.
All right, after 5 years, are you approaching online dating or whatever it may be differently as far as how do I ask this? Okay, sometimes when we approach certain things, we approach it with, well, I'm not going to put too much into this because this things with him can be restored or things like you get what I'm asking. So like, are you approaching this as you and your ex might get back together, you all might reconcile, so you don't want to really, you want to just focus on you in the meantime, or like how does that look being newly single? Because I know sometimes when you fresh out of a relationship, you still have a desire for that thing and you're like, maybe we'll get back together, maybe we'll find our way back. Shout out to Jaheim, you feel me? And like all of those things.
No, I'm honestly, I'm not. I'm approaching it because I don't know what's going on, what could happen in the future. I have no idea, right? I'm not the future host. However, I'm not approaching it as if I could go back, you know, or get back on my ex. I'm not approaching it that way. I'm approaching it with where I am right now. Okay. This is where I'm at. This is where I am right now. This is the headspace that I'm in right now. I honestly want to have a good time. I want to have some of them experiences that Justin was talking about before. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, and if like, and when I say a good time, I mean genuinely enjoy life and
Uh-huh.
people and getting to know people and friendships and whatever it may come. You know what I'm saying?
Like
From
yesterday, you was at First Sunday. I saw you. You were at First Sunday. You looked great. That's an experience, right?
experience, and I'm gonna be doing all of the Sundays. Okay, first
Yes.
and last. Okay,
What they say, bitch, we outside tonight.
outside.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm taking all invites. I had a friend. This is crazy, and this is off topic, but I'm gonna say this. I had a friend that I have been that I communicate with. Been knowing this guy for a long time. We always communicated. Super cool relationship. Nothing ever weird. Nothing ever extra. Call me randomly and was like, "Yo, you good?" I was like, I'm all right. It's a lot going on, but I'm all right. We should go get something to eat, and then we should go to this karaoke place. And I was doing so much, and I was trying to get ready to go out of town, and I was packing, and I had to wash, and I had to clean my house because I was having a house guest. And I went like, man, fuck all this shit. Here I come. I went and put on my clothes, and I
Okay.
had. When I tell you I had a fucking ball. Like we went to
Yes.
the karaoke. Oh, and out on it was on South Side, and I'd be like, what's going on? But it was in the Inglewood area. But it's this bar, like a local bar. It's a local bar that does karaoke on Tuesday nights. I might be there tomorrow. And I was, in my on guard. But when I got in there, I was like, oh, this a vibe. And I had a ball.
That'd be the best though. Them spontaneous, like I like that you said that because sometimes you gotta just like say F it and like what was that last weekend? Was it last week? It might have been the week. I think it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was last week, Tuesday. I'm going, Mondays and Tuesdays my days off. Tuesday, I was going to the gym. On my way to the gym, I passed this dude, real cool. And he's like, hey, what's up? Long time no see. I'm like, yeah, long time no see. How you been? And then we're talking, and he's like, what you about to do? I'm like, oh, I'm about to go to the gym. I'm like, what you about to do? He's like, oh, I'm about to go up to my job, have happy hour. And I was like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah, you should come. I was like, no, I got to get to the gym. He's like, you go to the gym every day. Let's go. Went happy hour. We had some drinks, and we literally went to like 3 other spots after that. Just ate, drank, had a great Tuesday night. I was drunk boots by the time I got home, but it was just like it's those little things in life that's like just enjoying life,
life,
and enjoying people,
Yes,
and not be so caught up on all the rules and regulations that we place on people.
Like, what are we? Is this something like? And I think that's something too. And I don't know. I think it could be studied, and this is a conversation that we also have to have at some point, guys. Not as gay men, we try to make everybody bae, where some people are supposed to be bro. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody.
And also, we gotta learn how to keep some people in the DMs, knowing it's not supposed to go any further.
Yes.
You know what else though? What we need to learn, and this is probably larger society lesson for Black men. We need to learn that there can be a level of closeness with someone, and they do not have to be our significant other.
Yes.
Come on.
They can be our life partner, friend. They can be, they can care about you and not have to be in a relationship with you. They can show you love and you not have to own them.
So why is it that we always like, and I can own, and when we say we on this show, this is a disclaimer that I feel like I don't have to say, but I do have to say because some of y'all don't get it. When we say we don't mean every single person, okay? We don't mean everybody. We're not saying all. You'll never hear any of us say all. All right, so right? Do you think that why is it that we like good conversation? I'm being for real. Like, at least I can speak for myself. Like, he's into fashion. I like that. He's into basketball. I like basketball. Oh, he's into podcasting. I like that. Oh my God, this is my man, right? Why is it that we allow, like, why do we do that? Like, we try to force everybody to be romantic, where I feel like a lot of the people who we're trying to force fit romance with are just supposed to be platonic friends. I'm a firm believer in that. And
And
like
Mhm.
I
connections
think
that help
we
you get to that level, right? Because you just said you have things in common with them. Maybe this is a growing, this is an iron sharpening iron moment, not
yeah.
pun intended. But,
The iron sharpening iron, literally.
but
Sword
maybe not
fight.
the other, iron sharpening iron, and not
Right.
swords fighting with swords. But
Yes.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be that moment, and we get so excited about it being that. But that's where going with the flow. Maybe it will be, maybe it
Yeah.
won't be.
Yeah.
Enjoy the friendship, enjoy the moment,
Yes.
enjoy the good time, enjoy life with that person right now. And what happened?
Do you think that comes from like the longing for companionship though?
It does. And I think it comes from also too, like, us having, a lot of us, not all of us, so we have so
Mhm.
many varying different things, right? So
Right.
some of us have so many like times that we began to be ourselves, if that makes sense,
Mm.
in
Mhm.
our lives. And so it's like that clock is like, wait a minute, I'm a late bloomer, I got to catch up with the people.
Yes.
Or I've been dating so long. My friends have been in a relationship for 17 years, and I ain't even found nobody yet. And I want kids by the time I'm 30 because I want to be old. See, both ends of that, we get into all
Child,
that stuff,
yes.
and we miss growing the
Damn.
relationship.
Because I got straight friends who got like kids who are like 14, 15 years old. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
hi.
Oh, my people, my age, they got grandkids. Straight up, they got grandkids.
That's
So
wild. Bro.
it's crazy.
And
And
then we just like, hi.
that's the
I'm not.
beauty of that's the beauty, and that's why it's important to go with the flow, to form form these lasting connections that we ultimately need without it actually being romantic, and realizing that sometimes people are just meant to be a part of our soul tribe instead of
Mm.
interfering with our soul, from a
Oof.
sexual way. So
I wish y'all could see the video because he just did like a.
It's like
you have to feel it. You
a
have to
praise
feel it. You have to feel it though. You have to feel it. But no, this was a great conversation, guys. Like
This is a great way to start
this
off
is
the new season, y'all. I love it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I feel like the people
yes.
are going to talk back at us.
Mm-hmm.
And I love
But,
when it talks back.
okay.
Uh, okay. Look, I went on YouTube, but I saw some comments. I was like, from the Cross episode, I was just like, I'm not even gonna say nothing.
What cross? Oh, so yeah, I have a funny platform, Alex, that I have a lot of the gays who follow me, but I also have a lot of the like woke niggas who follow me.
Mm,
And just
that's
because
quite a
of the
mix.
content over on combos for the you feel me?
Yeah.
So sometimes like it's a mixed bag as far as like the comments be everywhere. But yeah, they came at us hard.
I
No
was like,
pause.
what? And I was starting to type, I get the comments, but I'm like, nope.
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let
But
them
yeah.
all
eat.
engagement is good engagement. So
Yeah, I'm
thank
gonna
you.
let them
Mhm.
eat.
Yeah. They
Let them
thought they
enjoy.
were
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah, I was like, what?
What did they say when they said, who are these guys don't even know who they want to be?
Somebody was like, what they say? I don't know. It was some guy.
when
Just
they was
engaged.
it when they compared us to a murderer, when he said for those of you listening, it was about the Donnie McClurkin clip. We were talking about the Donnie McClurkin clip when he was talking about like not being able to find love, blah 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 blah, because he's one of the girls. All right, but he's
Mhm.
not trying to be one of the girls because his position, not position like bottom or top, but like his position within the church. But he definitely gives bottom. Anywho, anywho, they said something. One of the commenters was like, "Oh, it's about denying your flesh." He was like, "There's times that I've gotten upset with someone at work, but I just can't murder them." What are
Whoa.
you kind of compare us to murderers? That's
Yeah.
insane to me. But yeah, I didn't comment on it because I've learned that like people are gonna say what they want to say.
So it was like, this man is following God, and you all are sitting on a podcast talking about it. I was just like, okay,
Okay.
Okay. And with that being said, before we wrap it up, y'all, tell the folks where they can find y'all at on these platforms. outside of Jack, Tinder, and
You was in my head because I was like, Jack,
light skin bottom on Jack. Look me up.
chocolate and thick. If
okay.
All hair ho shit 89.
Mandingo Monster 86.
Chocolate Thunder, boom, chat, right here for you.
Chocolate teddy bear.
Oh my gosh. But now you can find me on Instagram at It's Micah B, on Twitter. Twitter's my main girl now, y'all. So find me on Twitter at It's Micah B. And then of course you can follow Combos for the Culture, our parent platform at Combos for the Culture. Find us on Instagram, and of course the Black Gay Agenda. What is we? Black Gay Agenda Pod? Is that our?
Yes.
Is that our? Yeah,
Yes.
Black Gay Agenda Pod
Agenda
on
Pod.
Instagram. As you all are listening to this, and if you go to that page, it's a new look. All right, so that beautiful yellow that you saw there, she's gone. We've reset everything, so it's real nice, y'all. So tap into it. Out with the old, in with the new.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys can find me as usual at XanderT82 on Instagram. That's XANDERT82. If you're a little spicy, you can find me on Twitter at LOW82 LOW. I have to approve you, so I'll see you.
Why spicy? What does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, whatever spicy means.
You know.
LOW.
Well, you guys can find me.
Capital L. Go ahead, Ryan.
You guys can find me on all streaming platforms or whatever social media at Rated Ryan, Rated RIAN. You can also check out the Ryan Out Loud podcast, which is on a current little mini break. The 100th episode is out. All that good stuff.
Shout out to 100 episodes for real.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's people who don't get to 10.
Yeah, that's very true. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have a quick announcement. I am getting honored here in Pittsburgh. I am a bright young person. I'm receiving a bright young person award.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, that'll be announced soon. But that'll be here in Pittsburgh in May. So yeah, that's a lot going on.
Woo!
Yeah, you better get your tings.
Come on. Okay.
I say you got announcements. I get nervous because I remember the last announcement you made.
Take the table.
Not too much now.
What's going on? Okay, go ahead.
And of course, y'all can find the baddest B at the Justin B. Smith on all platforms except Twitter. Instagram, TikTok.
We're trying to get him on Twitter, y'all.
Threads. Yeah, child. Been there, done that, but I may be back.
I've been posting more content on TikTok, so if y'all want to see me on TikTok, y'all know I'm boomer, so it's be.
I did see you do that TikTok dance.
What dance?
I was talking shit.
If anything, it will be a song because I would sing on TikTok. But I post a couple here and there, you know. So TikTok is the same, XANDERT82. Y'all can find me there. Baby.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure talking to y'all.
Season 2.
Season
With that
2.
being said, season 2, episode 1, the online dating agenda. We are out.